Hi everyone, my name is Cynthia Aviles, and this is Building a Culture of Life, Love, and Freedom. I wanted to share with you yesterday's gospel. I think this is a very interesting gospel because it is so rich in the information it gives us. So we'll read, it was on Luke chapter 19, verses 1 to 10. And I'm going to read it very fast for you and then talk a little bit about it. It says, "At that time, Jesus came to Jericho and intended to pass through the town. Now, a man there named Zacchaeus, who was a chief tax collector and also a wealthy man, was seeking to see who Jesus was. But he could not see him because of the crowd, for he was short in stature. So he ran ahead and climbed a sycamore tree in order to see Jesus, who was about to pass that way. When he reached the place, Jesus looked up and said, 'Zacchaeus, come down quickly, for today I must stay at your house.' And he came down quickly and received him with joy. When they all saw this, they began to grumble, saying, 'He has gone to stay at the house of a sinner.' But Zacchaeus stood there and said to the Lord, 'Behold, half of my possessions, Lord, I should give to the poor. And if I have extorted anything from anyone, I shall repay it 4 times over.' And Jesus said to him, 'Today salvation has come to this house, because this man too is a descendant of Abraham. For the Son of Man has come to seek and to save what was lost.'" So I think it is really interesting how Zacchaeus, this sinner, and that people knew he was such a sinner, he was trying to reach out to Jesus. He wanted to know Jesus. He wanted to see him, listen to him. So what does he do? He sees that there are so many people, there is so much crowd, and he climbed to a tree. But it let me thinking, like, how many times have we been that crowd that doesn't like or doesn't want Jesus to come to other people, to come to other sinners? I think it is really interesting knowing that we can be that people, and we have sometimes been that people. Like, we think that because we do a little better things or a little bit more for the church, that makes us worthy of knowing Jesus. But it's not like that. Like, everyone is worthy of looking at Jesus, at seeing of Jesus, at knowing Jesus. We can't keep Jesus for ourselves. We have to let others see Jesus. And don't be that crowd that keeps others away from Jesus, but be a crowd that opens their way for the sinners to come to see Jesus. So the gospel says that when Jesus saw Zacchaeus trying to reach him, trying to see him, he calls him. Jesus calls this sinner man, and he comes to his house. So we're not only seeing that Jesus not only asks him, like, or tells him, "Hey, I'm going to your house." Like, Jesus is telling us, I am available for everyone. I want to be with you. Like, we can see this also in the story of the sheep. Like, God leaves all the crowd and he goes out with one of the sinners. Isn't that amazing? I just think it's beautiful. So Jesus tells him, like, I want to be with you. I want you to know me. I want to talk to you. I want to comfort you. So Jesus goes to this sinner's house, and then what happens is that it's the sinner doesn't I mean, he's gonna keep being a sinner, but he opens his heart to Jesus because he knew the real Jesus. And he opens his heart to Jesus, and he decides that he wants to change because he was so loved. He felt so loved. He felt so welcomed that he came and he changed. And he told Jesus, I am going to change my ways. I am going to do I am going to do what you're asking me to do. I am going to change my ways. I am not going to keep doing what I am doing. And it says that he paid others 4 times what he did. And that is the beauty of it. Like when we know Jesus, when we truly embrace the love of Jesus, we don't stay being who we were. We change. We change for good. We change because our hearts change. And at the end, that's what matters. It's changing because we know, and we have learned about the true love of God. And if we do that, there is no way we could not change, because God is love. And when he puts his love in our hearts, that's all we can give. So thank you so much for watching this. I hope that in this week we could embrace this gospel and show Jesus to others, show Jesus to our neighbors, to our families, to all the people that have been struggling so hard and that we know they're struggling in their lives. Show them Jesus. Let them meet Jesus so they can know the love of God and change their hearts. See you next time.